The Great Wall. Let's talk about it. What's going on, people? Hope you're having a great week. It's raining like a bitch down here. But aside from all of that, sirens. It's your boy, Brass Tats in this bitch. You already know. It had a lot of bad reviews. We know we had a lot of bad reviews, and I was going into this expecting something terrible. And I'm gonna keep it real with you, I didn't get something terrible. It was actually an okay movie. It was actually quite enjoyable in parts. It wasn't a bad movie as far as I'm concerned. So should you watch it? Yeah, you should definitely check it out. But you're here to ascertain whether it's worth picking it up in 4K or not.
4K review.
Shot in 3.4K and 6.5K. Visual effects, I think, 2K. Digital intermediate, 4K. Dolby Atmos sound. The detail here is a pretty big upgrade from its 1080p counterpart. It looks sharp as hell, people. Sharp as hell. Matt Damon, you can see every strand of hair on him. I ain't gonna lie to you. Landscapes, some of the establishing shots look beautiful and sharp. Textures on the armor also stand out, people. The monsters also stand out too. There is great depth in this as well. I think the key word of this movie generally, especially in the action sequences, is scale. Action happens in this movie on a big, big scale. And with scale, you need detail, but you also need depth. And thankfully, this has great depth also. Not A1 depth, but great depth. HDR is where this bad boy shines. God damn! If this disc was shot with Dolby Vision in mind, I would totally understand. I saw the 1080p and immediately knew that it was gonna look great with HDR. There are so many scenes that show this off. I can't even name them all. The Chinese army who are fending off these monsters, especially in the beginning scene, the cinematography is fantastic. Their uniforms are very bright, very vibrant. That's what this movie is. Very, very vibrant. The colors literally just pop off the screen. And that with the added color as well, the added color range, that's going to be very noticeable too, because especially with the armor and certain locations, you notice the differences in color that you wouldn't have noticed on the 1080p. Even the colors bring out certain textures in their uniforms as well. There's one scene towards the movie's climax where Matt Damon and the chick, I don't know what her name is. She's beautiful though. They're walking into this temple of sorts and it's gold, all gold everything, goddammit. It looks beautiful. Reflective textures, it really stands out. I was watching it and I shouted out, HDR. Round of applause for you. Beautiful, beautiful HDR. That's the winner on this disc, 100%. Black levels are pretty good too. In dark scenes, corridors, at the beginning where Matt Damon and his friend are fleeing, you seem to notice everything very clearly. Notice different shades that aren't present on the 1080p. So black levels once again are good. Now there is a bad point in this. I'd say in 90% of the shots with CGI, you notice very clearly it's CGI, just from the way things move, just from the way these creatures move. Surprisingly, some of the close-up shots look fine, but when you're seeing a whole bunch of them, that's when you really begin to notice the CGI. Yeah, especially at the film's climax, CGI is looking pretty bad there. And you know the 4K is gonna bring it up. But if you can overlook it, then you'll enjoy it. Brass tacks, seal of approval. I really enjoyed the sound. It was nice and bassy. The explosions made you feel like your house was shaking. But I feel as though bass isn't as consistent as it could have been. There are some moments where I felt there could have been a little bit more bass in the sound, but that's just down to the mix. But overall, it's Dolby Atmos. It's going to be very hard to find a Dolby Atmos track that is an A1. The surround is great. Everything is where it's supposed to be. You hear everything around you. Details there. Subtleties are there. But other than that, sound is top notch.
Final thoughts.
Is this the best version to get? Well, that's debatable. It's debatable if you have a 3D TV. But I'm going to talk about that in another review anyway. But if you're 4K, you can't go wrong. It's a very, very obvious upgrade. Is it reference? No. The HDR could make it reference in parts. Decent upgrade from the 1080p 100%. My energy's down. I'm so fucking tired. I am so tired, guys. You ain't got no idea. 18-hour days. As my Jamaican friend would say, your boy is mush old. So yeah, I'm sorry if there's not enough energy. Alright guys, take care. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. 1600 strong. Let's keep going, people. Take care. I'm gonna catch you soon.